Hello YouTube and welcome back to World of Warships with Wadres, and today all I'm kind of doing is just a little bit of an overview video regarding a couple of news blurbs that have come away from World of Warships recently. Particularly starting with this one here, future plans for aircraft carriers. This one has a lot of interesting news that I'm sure will be, I'm actually not entirely sure how well it will be received by aircraft carrier players, but as a player myself, I'm fairly certain that I kind of have an idea of where some of those feelings are going to lie from the standpoint of, again, aircraft carrier players. Now, first off, starting we have with Update 8.4. At the beginning of each battle following the release of Update 8.4, aircraft carrier squadrons will be unable to take off at the start of a match. There will be a delay before they can take off, and I believe there was another article previously that stated exactly what that delay was going to be. I do know it will be a longer period of time for higher tiers, but this is apparently to give enemy teams the ability to move around before actually having to worry about being spotted by enemy aircraft carriers. This will reduce the effectiveness of aircraft carriers for spotting teams and allow enemy teams to be able to, move into better positions, or at least start getting their tactics into order before a aircraft carrier just highlights all of them. From a, competitive standpoint, I can understand why this change is being made. In regards to co-op matches, on the other hand, this kind of seems like it's something that will actually hurt more than help. But that's, again, my standpoint more than anything else. Bullet point number 2 here is the engine cooling consumable has been standardized. So all tiers will get the same bonus regardless for the engine cooling consumable for aircraft. Japanese aircraft will get a slightly better speed boost, but just about everything else will receive pretty much standard reduction. 35 knots increase, 17.5 knot decrease, depending on which way you're going. And the Japanese planes will get a 40 knot increase and 20 knot decrease. And overall, again, just intended to apparently impact the effectiveness of aircraft carriers as scouting, as scout aircraft, or scout units, I should say. Update 8.4, HE dive bombers are getting a dramatic change to influence their interaction with destroyers. Again, this is a substantial nerf as far as I'm concerned. First off, drop height of bombs. The required drop height will be increased, but the aiming ellipse will be narrowed and elongated. So I'm not sure exactly what's going to happen as far as all of this appearance-wise. I'm not 100% sure, but I know that one of the things that destroyers are constantly complaining about, apparently, is just aircraft carriers constantly harassing them. Well, the reason aircraft carriers pretty much harass them is because aircraft carriers are just about the only early match counterplay, so yeah, I don't know. But one of the other, benefits is that apparently aiming will now be faster for dive bombers and will begin during the preparation stage instead of afterwards, so it's going to be interesting to see how all that goes. Apparently, future updates will also improve the autopilot so that you can plot routes with aircraft carriers without having to manually plot your route to bypass obstacles. Instead, the autopilot should be able to avoid collisions on its own, but it's going to be interesting to see how that ends up working out overall. Aircraft carriers are being added back into co-op as of 8.4, if I'm looking at this properly, which is going to be nice. It means the ships that I have specified or specialized for AA builds will finally be relevant again for co-op matches. So that's going to be a nice re-addition. It also means no more Grossa Kurfürsts being substituted for my midway on the enemy team. That will be a very, very nice change if I do say so. AA sector redesign is apparently on the horizon, so that's going to be nice. I know there are more than a few people, including myself, who believe that the AA sector designation has been reasonably awkward to work with, but I mean, I haven't exactly worked with it too much, but then again, I've also been a co-op player. I haven't had to play around with it too much. So I'm sure that those of you who do engage in random battles and competitive modes have found that to be more annoying than I have. And of course, rewards for aircraft will also be adjusted. Apparently now they're switching over to damage done to aircraft instead of damage or rewards for simply shooting down aircraft, which I believe will be a nice little change and certainly help players understand their contribution to, I guess, combating an aircraft carrier a little bit better. So definitely some nice changes in regards to the aircraft carriers coming along. Also some that I'm really kind of thinking will hurt the class even more than it already has been, but you know what? I guess your mileage may vary. I think it'll hurt, other people think it'll help. Honestly, I'm just seeing that this is yet another line of aircraft carrier nerfs for the most part. But that's just my viewpoint. Next up, we have the naval battle naval battle notes, and this is going to be an interesting one as well because they are re-engineering how naval battle engagements work. Now, they will be damage-based, at least for a little while. So, this is a chance, as far as I can tell, for more players to earn more stars for a particular engagement run. And looking at the damage brackets, it shouldn't be too difficult for more than one actual star bracket to actually be passed. So it'll be interesting to see how that works out as well. But overall, definitely a better chance for clans to earn even more oil, and just, I think it's going to be a nice, interesting change. And depending on performance of the player that's actually utilizing the engagement, it's entirely possible by the looks of some of these numbers where some players may actually be able to completely max out some of the achievement bars within the span of an entire match, depending on how their battles go. So again, it's going to be interesting to see how all that works out. Anyway, that's everything that I kind of really hoped to go over this time. And I hope it is some useful, helpful, or just interesting information overall. I hope any new viewers will remember to toggle that subscribe button, as well as like the video. And on that note, I shall let everybody move on with their day. Happy hunting, folks, and take care.